Yo, what up, fam? Welcome back to another episode of Q Reviews. You know I want to go do a Q review without talking about Prey, which is the prequel to 1987 Predator, the all-time classic with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Carl Weathers, The Body, Jesse the Body Ventura, and a list of others. I can go down the line. Now, this is the prequel, so this is the first time the Predator has visited Earth, and he visits some Native Americans, and you already know the deal, right? It's time to hunt, time to get that trophy, trying to get that Xbox achievement on the list. Predator wants some bodies, and thus our story ensues. Now, the main character is a girl who basically, you know, they wanted her to farm and shit and cook and all that shit, but like, no, I'm a hunter. I want to kind of be a warrior a little bit, but mainly a hunter and a survivor. So that's where our story takes place. Now, I'm gonna do this one a little different. I'm gonna say what I don't like about this film a little bit, because I think it's a good start for the Predator for a reboot, but it was some things in this film that just didn't quite work for me 100%. Let's get into it. Oh, what sticks out like a sore thumb? The main thing of this film is the dialogue. I think some of the dialogue is so spoon-fed and so basic that it could have kind of threw me out of the film a little bit. And they were talking like regular people too, like regular everyday people. I know they're American, but they almost sound like they were like from 1922. Their costumes had no dirt on it. It looks like these the Indians in this film came off of a Warner Brothers lot and they just picked their costumes off the rack and just put it on, like Indian war paint, A to B. Another thing that's really bad in this movie, and I think the movie could have did without, is the CGI animals. I'm talking about, it's a scene with this lion that looks like it's straight up from like 2006, son. I'm not even kidding. And then like the Jungle Book that came out years ago was way better than this shit. And you didn't even need it in a movie, you know what I'm saying? I know you're showing this is a dangerous area, but you could have cut that shit out completely. It's a scene with the hawk, you know, and the guy shoots it down. It's a small spoiler or whatever, but it didn't mean shit to the story. But they showed a CG hawk. I'm like, that's weird, bro. It doesn't fit in this environment, because all of the environments are natural. So I don't like when I see these CG elements, like the bear. There's a bear in here that's shot in broad daylight, which is weird. Like if you look at The Revenant, it was kind of shot in the mud and it was dark. You can kind of hide the CG. But I didn't understand the reason why you show this CG animal in full swing. It's a cool sequence that happens with the bear, but it kind of threw me out a little bit in the film. Another thing with the dialogue, I think you could have had almost like a artistic, maybe like A24-ish Predator movie. If he's going to take it left, just take it completely left. Don't have them speak as much. I heard there's other cuts where they speak Apache. I might be saying that wrong. I don't know. I'm sorry. But now I'm going to give to my positives, because this film looks beautiful. The sweeping locations that they have, the camera pans, you know, the dolly walks with her through the village are actually visually stunning. And I really appreciate that aspect of this film. They went to the native land and they, you know what I'm saying, they shot it there. Everything looks beautiful. It looks great. The Predator himself is my favorite part of this film. The Predator didn't play no games here at all. He's kind of an older Predator than the 1987, like 300 years ago. But I think he's brutal enough and he's more primal, and he wears his bone mask like from some other alien race that's maybe kind of bulletproof or something like that. I think he looked cool, but still, it doesn't hold a candle to what Stan Winston did in 1987. We can't have that reveal again, I know. You can't have the Predator reveal himself like he did in 1987. That shit was just great. I remember looking at that shit as a child like, what is that? That is a monster, you know what I'm saying? One of the best monster reveals of all time. Give me the Predator, give me the Tyrannosaurus Rex from Jurassic Park, and give me Jaws. Those are the three best movie reveals of all time, you know what I'm saying? So when we see this Predator here, he looked kind of cool, but I know it's practical and I know it's CG mixed. So when we get the final face of the Predator reveal, it's like, So when we got this final Predator reveal, it kind of looked like the Time Machine or a little bit of Wendy Williams. It looked weird. It still was cool. Don't get me wrong, but it still didn't hold a candle to that straight up practicality that they did in 1987. And in this movie, better than the 1987 Predator original? No. No, not at all. It might sound like I'm harping on this movie a lot, though. I think it's a step in the right direction. And I think they had a great idea with this premise, you know, these Native Americans fighting a predator. If they could have just dialed some of the tools that they use nowadays, like the CG, and they could have dialed that back a little bit, especially with the animals, kept the dialogue to a very minimal. I think you would just had a tight film. Even if you cut it out, even if this film was like an hour 10, hour 15, it could have just been tighter. But overall, I did enjoy the kills. There's some digital blood here that stop using digital blood. They stopped using that shit. They stopped using that shit in 2012. It cheapens the production. When you know something that in your mind is not real, the whole point of special effects is to fool us and make us believe us that it's real. So, and I'm not trying to hate on anything. I'm just saying what could have made the movie better. More practicality with the Predator and more practicality with the kills. But overall, it is an enjoyable watch, and I still think it's a right direction for the Predator. Now, I can't take credit for this. Me and my friend Peter Anthony, the director of Roseblood, was talking yesterday. He said the next step for the Predator is taking it into the samurai era. And he had all type of cool ideas. I'm not going to spill here. But overall, if I had to give the Predator score, I'm giving it a straight up 3.5 out of 5. I think it's a right direction for the Predator franchise. I can't wait till they see what they do next, because this was actually, you know what I'm saying, an enjoyable film. I just didn't love it. It was just things that took me out of the film that I knew it was a film, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hating on it. Like the 87 one, talk about character development. You loved all those characters. Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, Carl Weathers' character, the Jesse, the body, you know what I'm saying? They were all weird, but they all had this, the writer Shane Black written them in that you kind of cared about. So when Carl Weathers got his arm shot off with the Uzi and shit, like, what is this thing? You know what I'm saying? This reveal. That's the magic of the first Predator, the reveal of the Predator, because we had never seen it before. So I still give this movie kudos for trying to do something new, but I just wish the director knew when to use his tools and when not to use his tools with the dialogue and the CG. And this girl becomes John Wick at the end of the movie, just really quick. She was just, you know, training with her montage, with her axes, and then now she's strong enough to take on the Predator. But they do some things in there that was like, okay, that kind of makes sense, but it still kind of threw me off. Like, it's an unbelievable ending. Like, what? What? Okay, I don't know about that. So what do you guys think of Prey? Do you think it's better than the 1987 original? What's your favorite Predator movie? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, go ahead, hit me the like button. If you really like this video, consider subscribing to the Q Review family. And don't you stare at it, eat it. Peace.
I'm out cold, you hoes been exposed. Walk up on you slow with the flow and unload. You got more left for dead on the road. I strode when your car got towed.